The brothers Terry are family. Sadly, that does not mean they are family friendly. This podcast almost certainly contains language that will offend their mother, and probably yours. Sorry, moms. Also, their opinions that you probably don't care about may or may not be shared by those who sponsor this podcast.
This has been No Time Like Bro Time.
This has been? It's over?
This has been... Hey, Russ, you sound a little weird.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Should we abandon the podcast?
No, cue that theme song.
Well, I'm Jamie. I'm the oldest brother, Terry. And I have a small gap in between my two front teeth.
Small.
Is it big?
I don't think so. Wait, smile? Oh, God. No, yeah, you're good.
It used to be so much bigger.
Oh, when I was a kid?
When
it
you
was
were
like,
a kid?
I have a picture right there. I don't know if you can see it, but...
The audience can't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm Steven. I'm the middle brother. And my overbite was so bad that Mom could jam her fingers up into it.
Did you have that fixed?
Oh, no.
No, we actually...
It just fixed itself?
No,
We just prayed it away?
We went to the orthodontist, and he said that I needed not only braces, but I also needed, what's the other thing called? Not a mouth guard.
retainer.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, he said I needed a retainer and braces, and he highly, highly, highly recommended them both. And then I remember Mom went home that day and talked to Dad about it, and they didn't, like, argue or anything, but Dad wasn't, like, thrilled with that news, and then nothing ever happened after that.
Oh, because we didn't want to... We spent enough money on your goddamn eye.
Probably. Oh, and I'm Russ. I'm the youngest, and Emily says my bottom teeth are straighter than the top. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Nice.
I never looked at your teeth that closely.
Please
I don't know. Why did I pick teeth? That was the worst physical intro trait.
I don't think anything is straight about you.
I do have one housekeeping note, actually, just one, and that is about our Patreon page, which is finally live. So if you want, head over to patreon.com. We're /NTLBT, if I spelled it correctly when I set the page up. And go ahead and subscribe if you want. And if you want to support the podcast, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. The podcast will always be free, and that's how we've set it up. However, we will do premium content that we'll throw up there. For example, last episode we talked about Prep Boy, Chef Boy. The three of us actually got together and we recorded the cooking session. And... we didn't officially... Yeah, we recorded the session, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and we'll put that up there for subscribers, and they can get that kind of stuff. Our mom specifically asked for no cursing during the podcast, and we can't do that. We curse so bad. You know what I didn't do? I didn't start our backup recorder, so I'm going to do that real quick.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way. It passed.
Happy Mother's Day!
Jesus.
But yeah, Mom always asks that we curse less. So I have good news for those of you who want a non-cursing Brothers Terry. The Prep Boy Chef Boy has no cursing, or the little bit that is in there is bleeped. So it actually is more of a family-friendly show.
Good news, Moms.
I know, lucky. We don't need Deep Voice Guy to give us a warning first. So that's up on our Patreon. Our Patreon page will, like I said, it'll just have that premium content on there that's just the extra stuff that we have for subscribers. But most importantly, it just supports the show. We don't even have tiers up or anything. It's just if you can, and if you like what we do here, go ahead and toss us, $3 a month, $5 a month, whatever it is that you feel like.
20.
We're trying to be good. Just because it's actually, I don't think a lot of people know this, but it's not free to host a podcast. It's not free to host a website. It's not free. All this stuff, actually, it does cost money. So all this is, we don't make any money off of this. We're still beginning and everything, and that's fine. But if you want to help cover the costs so that we can continue to do this, I quit my job, so I'm unemployed and can no longer afford. So maybe that's where I should have started. Actually, I'm unemployed and I can't afford to keep the podcast going. So if you want to keep hearing it, please subscribe and to our Patreon and give us money. That's actually not true. I don't need the money that bad, but it would be nice to cover the costs. So.
Russell and I still work. It's okay.
Yeah, they toss me scraps of food and extra clothing, hand-me-downs. My, how the tables have turned. Yeah, we'll definitely do. Well, at very least, Prep Boy Chef Boy will be on there, and it'll be the family-friendly version. And sorry that premium content is what's family-friendly, but it pays to be clean.
That's the good stuff.
Hey.
That is the good stuff. So yeah, that's actually a good segue into Prep Boy Chef Boy. So if you don't know what Prep Boy Chef Boy is, we give Steven a few ingredients, 3 ingredients to be exact, and then he has to come up with whatever he comes up with using those 3 ingredients because we're training him to be on some of the Food Network shows like Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen and all those fun things that's our goal here. So we're training him. He is our chef boy, and then Russell helps him out being our prep boy, and that gives us Prep Boy Chef Boy.
And Jamie's the bitch.
And I'm the bitch, director bitch. For this week, we talked about doing a dessert. And this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to solidify before we started recording. Have you been giving thought to 3 ingredients?
One specifically.
Great. Have you been giving thought to 3?
No, just one.
Can I say something before you guys give me ingredients?
Yes.
Now, if you are going to go in the direction of things like desserts and stuff like that, please don't give me like fucking Doritos or something as an ingredient.
No.
Not even Alton Brown would be that crude.
Right. I think there's going to be a give and take there.
Okay.
So with a dessert in mind, is dessert a bad thing for the set? That seems like an advanced. Should we stick with dessert or should we go away from...
I'm cool with it, but there are just like some realistic applications that need to go to it, and then I start talking about that and you'd be like, "You're fucking Italy, stop it." But like, I'm just saying,
This guy in Italy, man.
with dessert, there's going to be a little more, there's going to be less improv, or less like loosey-goosey we can throw at it.
Yeah.
But
It's dangerous.
It doesn't mean it's off the table.
Okay, well then what I'm going to do, Russell said he's thought of 1 ingredient.
Okay.
Which of those categories, Russ, is your ingredient a starch, a fresh produce, or is it the star component?
Technically, a starch, I guess.
Okay, well that sucks because I thought of a starch just now, but what do you got?
Oh, pretzels. That was Emily's. She wanted pretzels incorporated into it.
Okay.
Doable.
And I was gonna say something for fresh. I like watermelon. I don't know if you guys ever tried this, but
I like where this is going.
As do I, actually.
we get pretzel sticks and then watermelon chunks, and we stick the pretzel sticks into the watermelon chunks, and we eat them at work. And
If
You
Steven
could
likes,
love
really
those
good.
things, yeah.
if Steven likes where this is going, I don't want to do it. It means it's already too easy. No, okay, I like it. Pretzels.
watermelon spears, then. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you have to use a whole
fucking
sphere.
melon.
Okay, so you pretzels, watermelon. Can I?
So think of a base or bind or something.
Yeah, and I'm thinking for the bind, we should
even a
probably
texture.
do some Jello pudding. Vanilla Jello pudding.
You just saw all of his excitement just disappear
All the ideas I had just fizzled with that.
out the window.
And that's how I know I'm on the right track. You know what? I won't even limit you to a flavor. I'll say Jello pudding, and you can pick the flavor.
Does it have to be pudding, or can it just be gelatin? Like clear gelatin to set something up, or does it actually have to be a pudding?
God, you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to sit around with you yahoos for 6 hours while the gelatin sets in my fridge. So for that reason alone, I think I'm going to stick with pudding.
All right, I'll figure it out.
Vanilla pudding. A vanilla pudding. So yeah, do you think you can make it happen with those 3 ingredients? Remember, by the end of the show, you get to give us 1 ingredient of your choice.
Yes.
And whether or not you think you can make it happen, you have to because you're chef boy. So
You should
Yes,
make it
I can
brownies.
do that. What's my cooking vestibule?
can I go with the pie tin?
You may.
You seem to like it. Now I want to change it.
Nope, don't.
Okay, cooked
The underside of a pie tin.
Fuck
Just
you.
kidding.
You can't turn everything upside down,
Upside
Russell.
Just everything you cook in will be upside down forever.
What about one of those things with a hole, and it looks like a giant donut.
But it's upside down.
Yeah, you got to use it upside down.
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about? Oh,
Like a bun
like
cake.
a bun cake pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pie tin would have been easier, but I can work with a bun cake pan.
I think my wife would be annoyed if we used her bun cake pan for Prep Boy Chef Boy. So I'm gonna
I
need
think we
permission.
actually have one in storage that we can use.
We're gonna stick with the. I'm gonna say pie tin because it was the first thing that popped in my head.
All right. Yeah.
We'll save that for.
Russell chose it last time, so it's fair that you choose this one.
I think so, and I think a bun tin is a little or a bun cake pan is a little bit advanced, and I don't think we're quite at that Chef Boy level yet.
Advanced for who?
Yeah, you suck.
Advanced for you, Suck Boy,
Suck
Chef
stupid
Boy,
ass.
Suck Boy, stupid ass. So that's Prep Boy Chef Boy. Again, check out our Patreon. Check out our Patreon page where we will post these videos, and if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, you can see Prep Boy Chef Boy in action because those are videos; they're not podcasts, and they're family friendly, so you can show your kids. You say, look at this road radish coin bowl, whatever the hell we made.
Rataroni.
So for today's episode, I know we plugged stuff last week, but don't want to fucking talk about that.
It's our opinion, and you don't care, and we don't care. We're not going to talk about it.
It was kind of funny. What we plugged last week, we already talked about in that episode a little bit, so we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. The only thing we didn't talk about was the wiffle ball story.
That's right.
So can we start with the wiffle ball story? Yeah, we were on the baseball fields in Linden where we grew up, and I was at one of my Little League games. So it was either game or practice. I'm not sure which, but I was there, and I started practicing, and all I know is that by the time we were finished, I went to go grab Dad and my brother so that we could leave, and my dad was asleep. So I was like, oh, interesting. So I guess we're going to hang out at the park. So it was no big deal. Just played at the park for a while. That was my account of the story.
In my head, I actually thought we were somewhere else, completely not even at the baseball field. But that's how I remember it. But I remember...
Where do you remember us being?
On our front lawn.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but see, I don't remember a lot of things correctly because of drug abuse and alcohol. So, but I remember Dad throwing me the wiffle ball, trying to get me to hit it, and I've always been scared of it. And this is kind of like my introduction to sports, where Dad was just tired of me being scared of the ball, and so he said, "Just hit it as hard as you can, swing as fast as you can."
Are you scared of this thing? Let me throw it at you.
Yeah,
repeatedly.
let me throw it at you repeatedly and quickly. But I remember him tossing it, and then I play this game where it's a baseball game, and when I build up my hit, and if it's a good hit, it's like critical, and it goes like when it's really cool. So that's how I imagined it in my head. And Dad threw it, and then my bat started charging up, and then I hit it.
Hold up. How does a bat charge up? Do you got? Is that like is this, got a USB port on it, and you plug it in?
Yeah,
basically. Got to do overnight. That's what I thought.
It was like in my backswing. I mean, I guess the bat's already back, huh? I'm like, fuck. I don't know.
So was the bat charging up, or were you charging
I
up?
guess I was charging up.
Yeah, don't give credit of this awesome grand slam to the bat. That's all you, boy.
But when I hit the ball, I hit it perfectly dead on, dead center of the bat, and it soared at 1,000 miles right towards Dad's woohoos, his gonads.
No, like you done okay. A couple buns, couple hits in there, but then you just Babe Ruth this one, just cracked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a line drive.
Right into Daddy's
Straight to the
boys.
gonads.
It was so fast though. It was like a blur. Like even it kind of went slow motion. Even Dad threw it, and you could like follow it very easily with your eyes. He went underhand for you even, and then all of a sudden, like you heard the noise, and then just saw the ball fall from Dad's crotch to the ground. Like I didn't see the ball anywhere in between after it hit the bat.
And see, I don't remember Dad saying anything or doing anything except just kind of kneeling down and then just laying down.
He says as soon as it happened, he was like, "Holy shit!" And he just sees like he said his vision just starts fading to like that like white black, just everything like you get that tunnel vision where everything is just fish eyeing. And he's like I'd passed out before, so I knew it was coming, but I didn't want to like make a scene or nothing. So he's like, so I just started to come down to one knee, and he said, "All right, hang on, I'm gonna fall asleep for a second." Just casually tried to talk to his kid, just like, "Don't worry, everything's fine. Daddy's going to sleep."
You don't want to alarm the kids.
Oh man, yeah, that's awesome. I just remember him getting down, and then I don't remember how long he was down for, but I just remember rolling up with one of my friends and pointing at my dad, and I said, "Hey, he's just sleeping."
No, yeah,
That's my
Dad said
dad.
the same
Yeah.
thing. He says he came to and he looked up, and on the field there were different colored jerseys, so he knew he'd been there for a while. And he just like, as he says, as everything was fading back in, he heard you talking to someone saying like,
That's my dad. He's been asleep for a long time.
Sleep. Oh man, that's good.
But like we didn't care. We were at a park. We were hanging out, and Dad would always say he would always tell stories when he was younger about how he randomly like fell asleep. He was out riding his bike, he got tired, laid down on the sidewalk and took a nap. And someone thought he got hit on his bike or something. He was like, "No, I was just sleeping because I was tired."
Just tired.
So like for hearing stories like that growing up, we didn't think it was weird. That he was
No,
just
not at all.
sleeping in the
"Dad's tired."
Yeah. Gotta sleep.
Dad's asleep. So, anyways,
Great story.
had you not charged your wiffle bat?
Yeah. None of this would have ever happened. We should reenact this. Let's get Papa.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he would be way
Yeah.
down for that. Let's take our old man out to the ballpark. Give you the wiffle bat. You can charge it up, and I guess I'll play Little League with the other kids.
That'd be so good.
They're winding up. I'm just like,
They would kick your ass.
not today. I'm running into home plate. Just fucking knock that little kid over.
Just drive through them.
Yep. I'm right into next Sunday. And you
shit.
can do whatever the hell you were doing when all this took place.
I was sitting next to Mom.
Mom wasn't there.
Mom was there.
If Mom was there, we would have left. Mom
I was
wasn't
sitting next to some random lady then, and I was eating your sunflower seeds out of your ball bag.
Now that sounds correct.
there. Yeah, Mom wasn't there.
I thought she was, but I could be wrong.
I don't think, you know what? Okay, if you're our mom and you're listening, let us know if you were there. Because I'm curious. Because she wasn't. The story would have, it would have been a lot different if she was there, because she would have taken care of him or consoled him or...
Well, then I have follow-up questions. Like, when we were supposed to be home 2 games ago, I wonder what the hell Mom was like. Where are they? What are they doing?
Well, I mean, it was just pretty normal for a Saturday. We'd be out, we'd finish up our games, and then we'd go hang out with Dad, usually cruising around to pawn shops or, you know, just different Saturday errands.
Playing at parks when he fell asleep.
Yeah. It wasn't abnormal for us to be gone for an entire Saturday. I don't think. Maybe it was. It wasn't. I'm going to make that call.
Yeah, no.
That was a lot of build up to that story, because I feel like we dropped it in a few episodes where we were going to talk about the wiffle ball story, and then
5 minutes. Yeah, that was it.
that was
It's a short story,
you
but
get
like,
hit in the
we,
nads and you fell asleep.
we remember it fondly. It's funny as hell.
It is one of my favorite. Like, that's my dad. He's been asleep for a long time.
Long time.
If this guy is listening, I want to know what friend I was with that I told about my dad sleeping. No,
Chad.
that would be cool. Was it Chad? Why the hell was Chad at the baseball field with us?
No, that makes no sense.
He
wasn't
didn't play
Chad.
baseball.
Yeah, you're right.
Hang on.
It probably was some random kid.
Hang on. I bring up I bring up neighbors and friends all the time, and you chew me the hell out. Russell says Chad 40 times. You got nothing to say?
No last name.
Okay, go ahead and Google the name Chad and see if you can find the guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
You bring up their full name is the problem.
Chad.
Jesus fucking Christ. Every time.
I'll have to. If it was Chad, if you're listening.
Chad,
Do you remember
Chad,
that?
if you're listening,
did you ever see our dad asleep?
yeah, tell Russell about that ball-on-ball contact that he loves so much.
Can I have a cookie?
That was the best.
That's Chad.
When we first moved into the neighborhood, I don't know. How long have they been there? 30 years almost?
And how old am I? I was born 3 days after you guys moved in.
Oh, that's right. How old are you now?
I'll be 26 in September, I think.
26 years. Like, it was like day 2 that we had moved in. Mom was unpacking the kitchen and putting stuff away, and she said this kid appeared on her porch and said, "Hi, can I?"
On the back porch.
Yep,
On
the
the
back porch. Right outside the kitchen. Well, hey, can I have a cookie? And, we just moved in. We didn't have any cookies. Or we probably did.
Knowing Mom, we had some
connoisseurs.
form of cookie.
We had
Not
at
a wafer.
least. Yeah, so the cheap little cardboard.
Those are delicious. What was that again?
Yeah, but that's Chad. We love Chad. Good guy. Chad, if you're listening, go subscribe to our Patreon. I know you have money.
Tell you what, Chad, if you subscribe, I'll give you a cookie.
That's a good. You know what?
Good.
I'd be so bold as to say I will give the first And then I have to do some math real quick. I'll do the first 15 subscribers get a free cookie.
I will bake you cookies.
Oh, I was going to give them those cheap wafer ones. I have to redo my math.
Or
How much does it cost for you to make a cookie?
What if we solidify a piece of the dessert from Prep Boy Chef Boy and they can taste it themselves?
Fucking freeze dry it, seal it up, ship it out. So anyways,
Yuck.
that's the Wiffle Balls story.
Wiffle balls.
Sorry, Dad.
In an effort to save myself a whole lot of angst, we're gonna streamline our stories. So everybody gets one story. That was the one I contributed this week. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'll take the reins. I've had something that's been eating at me for quite some time.
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, bud?
What do you got?
So I've been watching all the Cars movies. The Cars universe, Pixar, Disney, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Pixar.
I don't want to interrupt you,
Right.
but you had 4 things written down.
Oh, which one did we pick?
the one we picked. You went with not the one we picked.
Oh, no.
Nope. You're on a roll. I'm
been
not
eaten
going to
him.
stop you. I just thought it was funny.
I'm curious though. Can he does he have to say like Dibney or can he say Disney? Is that okay?
I
You know
said
what?
Disney. I'm just sick.
I don't think that's what Steven was pointing out. I think Steven's trying to save us some... I don't know. You know what? To be safe, I'm going to need you to slightly alter anything that could possibly be trademarked.
Elixir or Pidney?
Perfect.
Yep, you're on a roll.
Elixir or Pidney?
And what was that? Was the title of that wonderful movie that they came out with?
Yarks. But anyway, in the universe, it is set. I can't believe I didn't pick the right one. That's funny as fuck.
It's fine.
Obviously, we all know how it is. You know, there's no humans. Everything's a car. Everything is run by a car, or every car has its own job. And I was curious, what car would you want to be, or what profession would you want to be in for the rest of your life in that universe? Because you're kind of stuck.
As a car in that universe, what profession would you want to be?
Yeah, because you'll be doing it for the rest of your life until you either rust away or you die, because that does happen in the universe, I guess.
So wait, I'm curious. Why, out of anything in the world, in this troublesome world that could be eating at you, is this the fucking thing that's keeping you up at night?
Okay,
Of all things to worry about, Russell's like, oh man, I was watching that Dibney.
Russell's lying awake in bed, like cold sweat, just like, what car would I be?
What would I be?
what yark would I want? No, it just eats at me, because, like, holy shit, how many professions are there in the world?
Well,
So let's equate it to our real life profession. So what kind of chef would the cars need?
they wouldn't.
They got to eat something.
Motor oil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
motor oil
I'd
and
start
gas.
dishing up oil and be like, oh, we got regular, synthetic, and like everything I led my life up to is a fucking lie now.
Well, what if you're like that Stony guy that makes the Stony gas? You know, from not Radiator Springs.
As a 4-wheeled chef, I want to know, what would you do to spice up some Pennzoil for me?
I mean, the obvious answer would be catering or food truck.
You would just put it in a food
That's how you
truck?
spice up the food. You put your food into a food
Yeah,
truck.
no, I want to know specifically what you'd put in my Pennzoil to make it a little more palpable.
I don't know. Depends. What's your poison?
Pennzoil. How many times do we have to say Pennzoil? We can't say Dibney, but we could say Pennzoil.
There's like literally no profession that you'd want to be rather than a race car or like a health chopper. What are those called? A paramedic?
A
Yeah.
health chopper?
That's what it is from now on.
Health chopper.
Health choppers.
Is that Life Flight? No, that's health chopper.
Health
Chopper. No, those would be like the best professions because, you know,
I feel like though you could equate any profession and they would still need it in the Cars universe.
Yeah,
like
they would have some
attorneys.
version of it.
You would need vehicular attorneys.
I would want to be very important.
Insurance would go.
Oh yeah,
That market would be booming.
that's all just health insurance. But now, do you need auto insurance on top of that, or as a car is auto insurance health insurance?
Or life insurance.
It is life insurance.
Haven't you seen most of like their houses? They don't have house insurance because most of them just live in like a little fucking cube. And then they shut down and then they wake up.
Okay, garage insurance. What do you want from me?
Yeah, right. Like cube insurance.
Cube insurance. Well, the next thing I wanted to bring up in this universe, where the fuck, there's no motorcycles, there's no scooters, there's nothing. There's no two-wheeled vehicles in any of these movies.
That's preposterous, though.
I looked it up.
Are you sure?
100%. And I looked it up why. Because the creators said they tried to create a scooter, but it looked too terrifying because they only have one headlight, so that it can only be one eye. and they said it looked too terrifying for children. So they never created
Just
them.
make his eyes the mirrors, or
See, that's what I
you're
was
like
thinking.
you're creators. Just create. But I
Yeah,
guess
I was gonna say that sounds like a cop out.
yeah.
I mean, that's just laziness.
Yeah,
Right?
there are no
Tell you what,
scooters,
you know
no
what?
motorcycles.
Profession's not going to be in the cars industry. Animators,
Animators.
because they suck at it apparently.
That's one thing that always bugged me. So I decided that I would want to be the first and only motorcycle in the Cars universe.
Well, it was funny when you would put this up. I mean, this kind of goes into your whole like idea of like what profession would you want or something like that. But like I had done some research, just kind of on my own prior to this. I had come across a random YouTube video that had showed me, what was explaining Disney themselves had confirmed that the Cars world does exist specifically after the extinction of the human race, and that all of the cars took on the personalities of their last owners or drivers.
That's pretty cool, though.
It's well, that's the thing. We're like, oh, a motorcycle would be too scary for kids, but like, no, humans dying and turning into cars is fine.
Right.
I guess
That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
sure.
it's just interesting to me. So I guess we'd all be whatever we are now, just in our shitty cars.
I'm an unemployed car.
You wouldn't even have a job. I would be a chef Civic.
Oh, I'd be
Unemployed Mazda here.
I'd be a 96 Tacoma.
Yeah, your car is the equivalent of how your voice sounds right now.
It runs great.
Yeah, say that again without all your wait.
Boy.
It sounds like Ruby Dog.
Oh, no, it's 2019
Yes,
now. You'd be
every
the
day.
equivalent to the friggin' tow truck guy, the Larry the Cable Guy.
Tomater.
Oh my, you'd be the Utah County Tomater.
no.
Tacoma.
Tacoma.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Tacoma. That's what I used to call it when I smoked weed.
Toke?
My Tacoma. Because you smoke so much, go in a coma.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's the question that keeps Russell up at night. If you want to take a dance through Russell's head, there you go. Like,
There it is. There's 15 milligrams of caffeine in this drink.
okay,
He
you
don't.
gotta-
yeah, Russell.
you got to monitor your
I don't drink caffeine.
He don't do caffeine.
It gives me anxiety. It like makes it worse.
cool,
Since I stopped drinking caffeine, haven't had.
interesting.
Yeah, dumbest thing.
It's pretty common. That is pretty common.
It's terrible though.
You're
I used to
terrible.
drink like 6 rock stars a day, and then I went to drug therapy, and they said, "Don't do
Fucking
that."
no 6 rock stars a day. Are you exaggerating or are you serious? You had
No,
6 a day.
that's like mom and dad status.
No,
That's
I
what
used
they
to
do.
have. I used to have 4 or 5 a day.
Are you guys fucking insane?
I had coffee in the morning.
Yeah, I would have a
Balance it
coffee in
out.
the morning and then a few rock stars throughout the day.
That is terrible. That is literally what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just fucking shot myself in the foot and then wondered why my foot hurt. What's the matter with you?
My heart didn't hurt.
Yeah, my heart didn't hurt either. Have you ever had a bang? Those
mean,
have 300 milligrams of
It hurt
caffeine.
emotionally.
Why on earth do people think they need that much caffeine?
That one's supposed to be like the all natural one too, isn't it?
Yeah,
or,
the
or
Bang.
more natural.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a shitload of natural
Speaking of bang,
on the table.
No, let's be clear. They're just writing all natural on the side of the bottle, so idiots like you will have fucking 6 a day.
That was years ago. And then I went through drug therapy when I got in trouble. And then they were like, yeah, no energy drinks, no drinking, no nothing. And I was like, okay, water's fine. So I've been stuck on water for years. And anytime I have, weird. Anytime I have like a drink with caffeine in it, the next day I'm like, ugh. When I drive, I'm like, oh God, I have to pull over like twice. It's stupid. I'm only 25 and I'm fucking dying already. It's
energy
the dumbest
drinks,
thing.
they don't keep me awake anymore. Like I never feel zizzed or like, oh boy, now I'm energized to take on the day. They just at this point keep my eyelids open.
That's not even how it works. At this point, they're probably just keeping your heart going. The second you stop taking them now, you're going to die.
Probably.
Like, that is so unhealthy.
How much caffeine does like a whatchamacallit have? Because I eat a lot of
That's a
those.
candy bar.
But there's
Yeah,
chocolate.
whatchamacallit is a candy bar.
Yeah.
Oh, did you specifically just ask how much caffeine a whatchamacallit has?
Yeah. Like if I had like 2 king size a day. I don't, but I did yesterday.
I'm pretty sure most of the caffeine content is out of the cacao at that point.
Cacao?
Cocoa?
Yep.
Is that how they say cocoa in Italy?
Just wanted to contribute to the conversation.
You're doing very well.
Whenever I have a candy bar around you now,
I'm pretty sure
try my cacao.
I'm pretty sure that chocolate has negligible amounts of caffeine in it.
Oh,
I agree.
Right?
And by that point, once it's a whatchamacallit, it's been processed so damn much that it's got to be non-existent almost.
At that point, it's just sugar. It's sugar and cornstarch.
Give them
Corn syrup.
cornstarch.
Do you think there are rock star cars? And do they call themselves rock cars?
well, I know. Okay, if you watch the
like,
movies,
Okay, hang on. A second ago, I don't know if this is going to be like edited out or anything, but we were just talking about the drink Rockstar, and so that's what I pictured in my mind. Are you talking about like a
can
career,
with wheels?
like a rock star?
Yeah. Like, you can't... the cars can't play guitars, or they can maybe play keyboards with their tires. The drummers, they'd have a hard time.
Justin Bieber.
Oh my god, that would be the best name for a rock star car.
I'm trying to think of other ones.
Yeah, you got Justin Bieber. You've got Alice Minnie Cooper.
Lady Car.
Lady Car. Let's see, who else is a rock star out there? Steven, you're good at this. Why don't you? I'm surprised you didn't have
I'm
one.
too. I'm actually trying. I'm trying really hard to rack my brain. I got nothing, and then Russell's Lady Car threw me through. a
Yeah,
loop.
Lady Car is good.
Damn.
Thanks.
I don't know if we could beat that.
21 Honda Pilots.
20.
Damn, you guys are good.
I know you can come up with one. I want one from you, Steven.
It's too much pressure now.
I know. Now the pressure's on. It's okay.
Problem for me is I don't know a lot of cars because like when I drive down the road, I hate everybody. You're a car, that's a car.
Yeah, it's all just
It's all just a
They're
cars.
colors.
Yeah.
You blue, white, red asshole, blue asshole. Oh, actually, everyone who's driving is an asshole. I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were.
I
Like,
thought you were talking
well,
about assholes.
He's got a blue asshole.
But yeah, there's plenty of car rock stars out there. Even though Steven can't think of any. There's
How much you want to bet in the next 5 years if they make a new Cars movie? Lady Car and Justin Bieber are going to be in it.
yeah, because
Justin Bieber.
I guarantee that podcast or Pixar is our audience. So of course they're gonna totally rip off our intellectual property.
Yeah. Maybe they'll give us a job, or maybe they'll subscribe for taking our information.
Their next $1 million idea.
And they can get Justin to actually record with Lady Car. That would be dope. Why don't we work at Pixar?
I don't know. We should. Everyone but Steven, because he couldn't think of one. Anyways, I keep trying to segue that rock star into concerts, and
Speaking of Lady Car, do you like concerts?
I know I'm just trying to imagine the Cars at a concert. Like,
Wait, the Beatles.
Okay, that one's pretty good.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. I don't know how either of us didn't get that.
Yeah.
Because that was the most obvious. That was the most obvious choice. Well done.
Thank you.
He's
It's coming
back.
to me.
There had to
He's
have been
back.
people sitting at home being like, fucking say it. Say the Beatles.
It's like something was unplugged in my brain and then it just like clicked. Beep 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 beep. Yeah.
How do you even party as a car at a concert though? Like when they do like the what's it called?
The
When
wave?
You're crowd surfing, and how do you crowd surf as a car? Do they all flip upside down so that everyone can just run across the tires?
Oh, that'd be tight.
No, I don't think the
More of a
audience
crowd
would have to
roll.
flip upside down. It would just be the car. They would just kind of
Oh, yeah.
drive forward off stage onto the roofs of every other one else. And forget cell phones and lighters and stuff. Everyone's just flashing their headlights.
Yep, putting on the high beams.
Yep, for slow songs.
Just kind of leaning back and forth, swaying back and forth.
At raves, you've got all the emergency flashers on and
Yep,
stuff.
everyone's tripped those hazards.
Yep. The DJ's got all those like LED lights underneath and stuff.
All right, now I'm sad that I'm not a car, so I can't experience a car concert. What concerts have you been to? You've been to a lot.
We've been to a lot. Do you remember our first concert?
I remember the first concert I've ever been to,
Is it Styx?
but I wasn't with you guys. I wasn't Styx.
I went to Styx, and that was a bittersweet show, I should say.
The first concert I ever went to was Blink 182. Uncle Mike took me for my birthday.
That's
Was that your
rad.
first?
That was my first concert ever. I was 14, 15 years old. It was the first time I ever saw boobies in real
I was
life.
going to say, how many boobies did you see?
At least 3.
That
Not 3 pairs,
Those
just 3
types of
total.
concerts, you can't not see boobies.
Who
They
was
put them on the screen. They
Wait.
like projected
Oh,
them up
really?
there. Yeah.
who was this poor amputee-titted woman? No,
With
one boob.
She just had one out.
I'm thinking through some amputee.
She was drunk enough for one boob out, but not drunk enough for
Not
two.
the other
boobs
one.
out.
Yeah. Everyone's got that phase.
Of course, the Tom, Mark, Travis, they encouraged it. They were like, "Show us your boobies."
Boobies!
And they legit did too. And then they would wait until they see him, and then they would add, "You better be over 18."
Was this
Perverts.
in the 90s or in the 2000s?
This would have been the 90s.
Okay. Yeah, they were definitely all about them boobies around then.
Oh, for sure.
They probably still are. Regardless
probably
of the
late.
year, they're
I mean-
probably still about them boobies.
Well, now what's his face just likes aliens, so maybe he wants alien boobies. What's his name? Tom.
I thought you shared this with me and then went to Blink-182 later, but I could be wrong. But I remember one day I'm sitting in
You're
school.
wrong.
Oh.
You're sitting in school. Sorry.
That doesn't sound like a concert.
I remember sitting in school. It was a really
Yeah, everybody raise your hand if you got a question.
Raise the rulers.
no.
2 + 2 is 6. Raise the rulers.
Oh god. No, I remember sitting in class and all of a sudden the speaker comes on and is like, "Could you please send Steven to the office?" And I just like, "Fuck, what did I do?" You know?
Always the scariest thing.
And she was like, "Yeah, would you mind going?" And I stand up and I started to walk, and then the speaker came back on and says, "Oh, and tell him to get his stuff. He won't be returning." And I was like, "What the hell?" That was so
That's
bad.
bad.
But I walked into the office and you were already sitting there, and we both looked at each other like, "The fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know." And then Mom walked in. She goes, "Hey guys, all right, come on." And I'm like, "What the hell?" And we both walked out and we got in the car. And Dad was in the car driving. So both Mom and Dad, not only were they like here and not at work, but they just came and pulled us out of school and got in the car and we just started driving.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
I was apparently present for this, but
Have no
I'm
recollection.
way captivated because I'm ready to learn what happened next.
No, it's
because
good.
I don't recall this at all.
You'll remember. But we start driving and they're just like, "You guys excited?" And we're both just like, "Excited for fucking what?" You know? And like they weren't Mom's like, "I'm not gonna tell you, it's a surprise. We're gonna take you somewhere fun though," and just kept going and like,
I remember now because I thought it was Disneyland.
yeah, you kept saying, I think you even said, like, "Is it Disneyland or something?" Mom kind of laughed, like, "No, it's in California, dumbass. We're not going to Disneyland."
I had
but, like,
no concept of distance. Yeah, we're gonna drive 800 miles in 3 p.m.
But
idiot.
she just kept it so vague and kept like turning back and like her ear to ear grin, just like, "You guys are gonna love this. It's gonna be so much fun. Like, I'm so excited for you." And you and me, we both just kind of kept looking at each other like, "What the fuck? Where are we going?" Like, we have no idea.
I'm sorry, was this elementary school or junior high?
It would have been junior high.
Okay,
So I would have been
Yeah.
born?
Yeah,
Where the
just
fuck did they pick me up?
because you were in elementary school.
Oh,
probably.
We couldn't stop at 2 schools.
it was nap time.
Wasn't enough time for 2 schools, and it was probably nap time.
We should have taken 2 schools.
No, but we're driving, and then we eventually stop at Salt Air, I think is where it was. And we go inside, and we park. We're walking in the gravel, starting to walk up towards the entrance. And Mom's like, "Surprise! We're taking you for a concert! Woo!" And it was, it was a concert. I think Rob or Mike, one of our uncles met us there, and it was the 9 Days in Vertical Horizon concert. That was my first.
That was with Uncle Rob.
That was with Rob. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember.
This had to have been my second concert then.
I remember like being in the crowd. I remember being in a couple of different places, but at one point I was up on because it's kind of like general admission, the whole thing. There's no seats or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I went
Oh
up
my
on the
gosh.
ledge with Rob and was watching it with him for a while. I remember like the keyboardist of 9 Days, like his whole station, his whole kit just like rocked.
Yep.
And he would like rock the piano with him while he was playing.
I just thought it was so weird that he could do that. I thought that's gonna fall over. That was a great concert.
It really was a
That was
good show. I just
fantastic.
remember also thinking, even that young, just like, why did Mom pick this for my first con? I think Vertical Horizon's fine.
Yeah, I
I
even
wasn't like
and
crazy.
I remember you complaining about it later, like, "Oh, it was my first I wanted to go to something like badass." Maybe that's what spiraled you down into the chef boy who drops acid, because you needed to be a little more intense.
It's got to be it.
If we would have started you with something a little more hardcore, like Alice Minnie Cooper, maybe.
We're gonna pin all my life's problems on the concert that Mom took us to surprise us.
See what happens, Mom. And you didn't get to go at all.
No.
Why were you? Yes, you were. You were at that one.
He wasn't. He was too little. I was barely. Like, it wasn't like they had like a height restriction, like you have to be like this tall to ride the ride, but they did have an age, I think, restriction, or maybe it was just mom and dad's preference. Russell was too young. They were
the age restriction was their preference.
Fuck, I wouldn't want
whatever
to take
age
a kid
Russell
my age
was.
at that time.
You what?
I wouldn't want to take a kid my age that time to a concert. I'm like, fuck that kid.
oh, people do it all the time, but
Make grandma pick him up. That's what I would have said.
that's probably what happened. I don't know where you went. You were neighbors or something.
You weren't at the concert.
Or maybe I went to,
So what?
what was her name? The neighbor lady.
I was
Sarah.
going to say Sarah,
Chad.
but
I always went to Sarah's house
I
till
get in
about
trouble
4 or
when I
5
tell our
o'clock.
neighbors' names.
No, you get in trouble when you use the full name.
I don't know her middle name, but
I was going to try to say the whole name, but I
was gonna
decided
say-
not to.
well, yeah, I'm not gonna say that one.
Never gets old. What was your first concert then, Russ?
My first concert wasn't that exciting, and I remember one right after that more, but
I always love stories that start with it wasn't really
it wasn't
exciting.
that exciting. It was Seosin and Scary Kids Scaring Kids. It was Scary Kids Scaring Kids' last concert.
I'm sorry. Have you told me what the band was yet? Because I feel like you would just mumbled a whole bunch of words.
Those are two
Yeah,
bands.
they were. That was when I was in my screamo era.
And it was who again?
Seosin and
Seosin?
Seosin.
Can I not understand just because he has a head cold or like?
No, it's the band is Seosin. S-A-O. Wait, yeah, S-I-N. Seosin.
Okay, and
And Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Scary Kids scaring kids.
Yes.
You need to enunciate
Sorry.
through your head cold.
I'm a
of the-
mumbler and I have a head cold.
Scary Kids is a great show. I saw them a couple times in Provo.
I've at least heard about them.
Yeah, I saw their last show in Utah ever because they broke up after that.
Sad.
Yeah, well,
That is
the
sad.
drummer wanted to pursue a rap career, and he actually rapped for us at that concert. It was fucking horrible. Haven't seen an album from him since
But
then.
nobody has.
Yeah, no. But
Scary Kids was good.
the only concert I choose to remember was when I went and saw Asking Alexandria, another
That would have been a great show.
screamo concert. But I got roundhouse kicked in the face by a little Asian guy, and he actually split that thing that holds your gum and your lip together, right up here at the top of your mouth. Mine's grown in sideways because he split it in half when he kicked me in the face. No, wait, that was at a pool. He did kick me though.
It's sideways? Show me.
So this kid went and
It's hard to see.
kid saw you at a concert, and
No,
then
it's
he
crooked.
came.
Yeah.
Kid saw you at a concert, and then
Freak.
the same kid saw you at a pool and kicked you in the face there.
No, I'm mixing two stories.
There's that guy again.
That
I'm gonna fuck.
Get
that
him in
time,
the fucking
he-
kick him in the face.
that's probably why it's so fucked up. But he kicked me in the face. The reason I said the pool thing, it wasn't even the pool. It was the Jordan River. We were bridge jumping. I know. I'm fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
right
your
now.
settings
You're
is
all
just
over
like
the place.
okay, this place has water, so
Yeah, we thought he was a little
Yeah.
sick. These are all fever dreams.
So anyways, when I was at SeaWorld swimming in the river,
I got kicked in the face at a concert.
you did?
I did. So I went to Deftones. They were playing Deftones. Get it? You can't hear because you're deaf. You fucking tone. No. So they were playing
Classic.
a Saturday and a Sunday show. They were doing back to back, and I went to the Sunday show, I believe, with a buddy of mine.
Where?
I don't remember where.
Okay,
It's a
SeaWorld.
long time ago. Oh yeah. Over,
We'll let-
over
we'll
at
let-
the SeaWorld.
We'll let Russell pick because he just likes to.
Yeah, where was Deftones?
Where was Deftones playing, Russ?
Solitude Ski Resort.
Yeah, they're playing up at Solitude and
Beautiful
playing this
place.
concert. And I remember, I still love them, but I was really into them at the time. And they have this particular song called Knife Party, and I friggin' love it. And it just has this really cool, kind of calmer intro, and then with just the guitar, and then the guitar kind of dies down for a second, and then the whole band kicks in right after that intro. And there's a whole lot of really good energy. There's not, you'd be surprised there weren't like a lot of like shitty dicks, like angry people there, nothing like that. Just everybody's really cool audience having a good time. But there were a couple of mosh pits. I remember kind of standing outside of one of them, and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a Knife Party!" I heard the guitar intro. I got really excited. The lights were all turned down and stuff. I got way excited, and I was getting ready to like jump or something to like when the song kicks in, just land on it. And right when it does, I just see this foot comes back and kicks me in the face. I was like, "Oh!"
Like this epic build up to just being
Getting kicked right in the face, and it was like this black skater shoe out of nowhere just takes me out.
Was he? Oh, so he was a skater boy. Did he say
See you later, boy? and then and then I fell down. I was on the ground for a second. I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember looking up and seeing my friend like a couple feet away from me. I just see him through the crowd of feet, and he's like in the fetal position, like getting stomped on. Just screaming. So I crawled over to him, and we went to the back of the house for the rest of the show. But it was still really fun.
When you're on the ground like that at concerts, they can get pretty fucking scary.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Especially for a band that's hard like that, you know.
I don't do the floor. I don't do the mosh pits. I took one look at that at the Blink-182 concert, my first one ever. Said nope. Pointed at that and said never in my life. I don't care how many boobies are down there. That's not gonna be me.
No, I've been in a couple where I like, shoved some people around, whatever. But ever since Deftones, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, nope, never again.
No, I live in fear.
No mosh pits for me.
I couldn't.
I did One Wall of Death once, and that's where they split the concert into two, and then that on their beat, once you clap together, that's like when they play like the I guess drop of their song. I was in the front of the line.
Wait, I'm unfamiliar with this. Mm-hmm. Is this like a fucking battle where you have
that's
people
kind of
on
what
one
it looks
side
like.
and then you charge?
It's like the crowd part's like the friggin' see with the Moses, and then the band and the audience will kind of work in collaboratively in unison to so that they'll kind of you it's up to the audience mostly, but they'll be playing this song and they'll wait, and everybody knows when that beat is about to drop or that hit's about to come, and then when it does, they all clash together at the same time.
That is terrifying.
I was in one of those
situations like this is why I don't leave the house.
And I was in the front of the line, and I just remember running from one side of the concert hall, I guess, to the other, but smashing through so many people because I'm not a big dude. I'm not tall, but I got some weight behind me. If I put it in front of me, I'm going to fall forward, or I'm going to catch myself with whatever's in front of me.
No, man, I've seen so many people like clothesline, like it's like a scene out of friggin' Braveheart or something. Like, as soon as the hit comes, I've seen like blood in the air and stuff like that. And it's like, yep, no, done, not doing that.
Yeah.
That's what I was. So what happened to you? How are you still alive? How are you sitting here for this podcast?
I did well, but I've gotten so many elbows in the eye. I've fucked in the side, and I guarantee my hernia that I guarantee I made it worse by going through that at one point.
Yeah, or that's where it's from.
Yeah, it could be. But it was fun.
I've been to a lot of like hardcore bands and stuff like that, their concerts, and ironically or weirdly enough, the scariest like crowd I've ever been in was of all bands, Modest Mouse. They're really not that hard, but it was just the venue, the whole thing was just so packed. Everyone was just ass to elbows, was just sardined in here, It doesn't matter where you were standing, front, back, middle, didn't matter. We're all just packed. And there's a song they play called Paper Thin Walls, and it has a nice
Great
little
song.
like do 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 do. It's like a nice little happy tune, but it's quiet. It's kind of like the last song. It's got just the guitar in the intro, and then dun dun dun, the whole band picks up. But I remember as the guitar intro was playing, all of a sudden I was moving, but I wasn't moving because like I was not physically moving my body, but the whole crowd was anticipating this song so much, and everybody else was moving that I was just being like shoved up and down like I was moving, and all
That's
of a sudden,
terrifying.
Yeah, I had no control.
What about that is appealing? I don't understand why people are like, let's go to the concert and just fucking beat the shit out of the guy next to me.
No, nowadays I sit in the back like Dad would, and I just listen.
I do
but
too.
like going back to before you were old and couldn't handle it, why on earth is that? Like, what about that is appealing? I genuinely want to know.
The music we listened to, the headbanger, that was just what you did. It was
That's
fun.
just the life, dude. We rip it and we grip it.
Okay.
That's how we do it. It's drug, sex, and rock and roll, baby.
So it can't be justified. You just because that's what you do. You go to a concert, you're a fucking lemming.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Back then.
I remember I went to Lincoln Park. The same uncle who took me to my first concert, he also took me to Lincoln Park. It was just the two of us this time, and we went, and he wanted to go down on the floor. He's like, "Oh, we had seats, seat tickets, and so we're sitting up in our seats. I don't know, 14 rows back. They're pretty good, awesome seats even. But he was like looking down at the floor and peeking his head around. He's like, yeah, I think we can get down there if we go over there. Should we go down there? I was like, no, I just want to sit in my seat and listen to the music. Like I'm looking at people down there and they're fucking karate chopping each other. One guy's drop kicking. You've got two chicks like spinning each other around by their pigtails. I'm like, holy shit! No, I don't want to go down there. I just want to sit like I'm at some orchestra concert. I want to sit and listen to Linkin Park with my arms folded.
That's me now. I used to go get kicked in the face at Deftones, but now I like to go to Red Butte Gardens and like bring wine and everything. And
Glass of wine. Listen to Glenn Hansard, plucking
Yeah.
the strings.
Exactly. There's a lot of concerts where that isn't a thing. I think it probably just follows the genres of music. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was moshing at Modest Mouse. Everyone was just moving and jumping. We're excited, but like, it was just so many people in there. If they were moving, you were too. You didn't have a choice. We were just jam packed that tight.
I guess, I don't know, that's so weird. I guess if you're on drugs, it makes sense as to why you just don't care if you're getting your shit beat.
Drugs and concerts go together like lam and tuna fish, though. It's just cheese and crackers, baby.
Did you ever sneak drugs into a concert?
Did we ever sneak drugs into the car? Nah.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Mom, push pause. Mom, push pause for a second.
Yeah, just for a minute.
Just push pause.
Actually, push fast forward.
Oh, yeah, that probably works better. Because if you push pause, that does nothing. It just starts again in a minute. Okay, Mom, now that you've pushed play again, push fast forward
Skip ahead.
instead of pause. Because Steven's going to tell us a drug story.
So, I do remember going to see... I've seen Incubus several times now. As many people know, they're my favorite band. And we saw them at USANA, and then a couple days later, they were going to be in Seattle. We decided to get a couple friends together, and we all drove up there. And this was also a time in my life where I was experimenting with a lot of things. And
This was the same time as when you would drop acid and go for a walk.
exactly.
Okay.
And same friend, too. We really wanted to... how often am I going to see Incubus, let alone see them in Seattle? Like, yeah, we're going to get fucking high. We wanted to. You know what I mean? It was really fun. But we knew that it was an indoor venue, and it was one of those old, like... converted opera houses. Like, it's a nice venue, you know what I mean? And so they have security checks at the door and everything like that. And so this wasn't a kind of outside venue. You just nut a bag of weed and go inside. It's fine.
Nut a bag of weed?
Yeah, you put
Put on your gooch, man.
yeah, put the weed on your gooch and keep walking. Russell knows. Go to more concerts. Jesus.
Sorry. I usually just put weed in my lungs, but I'll try it on my gooch next time.
Tastes better.
Yeah, there's so many taste buds on my gooch.
No. So we got creative, and we rolled a couple joints, and we disassembled a Sharpie, but kept the top of it on, so it looked like the point and felt tip and stuff were still there. And we put a bunch of joints in it. And
In case anyone wanted to test the Sharpie. Like, what, is that a Sharpie? Let me test
I
it.
bet they would test it.
No, nowadays the people are creative as shit, and so they have to like disassemble everything you have.
You'd probably just throw it away nowadays.
Yeah.
Buy a
You
new
can
one.
buy novelty things that look like a can of soda, but it opens up to reveal,
Can of weed.
a can of weed.
Can of gooch weed.
Gooch weed.
No, but we walked inside, and sure enough, when they were patting me down, checking me, they were like, "Oh, could you empty your pockets, please?" I did, and I had like, my wallet, my keys, and I had I wanted it to seem even more inconspicuous, so I had a pencil and a pen as well.
Pencil, pen, and a Sharpie.
My Sharpie.
Did you put it
And he
in
just-
like a little pencil box? Like when you by your trapper keeper?
Yeah, no trapper keepers, no fanny packs, nothing like that. But I pulled it out and like, oh yeah, here you go. Kind of held everything in my hands at once, like that weird like offering, like here you go, kind of holding it up. And he just yeah, go ahead, whatever. And so I went through, and the show was amazing. But we were in kind of these like nosebleed seats, and so everyone that was down beneath was having a great time. You could see everybody dancing, swaying, jumping, having fun on the appropriate songs and everything like that.
Kicking each other in the face.
Yeah. Gooching their weed. It was great. And then we were up on the balcony, and no one was fucking moving, doing nothing. It's a hell of a lot easier to like pull out a joint and like fake smoke, or like pretend to bend over and tie your shoe and smoke a joint at a concert when everybody else around you is active and they're crazy enough to draw attention to them.
Movement stuff going on.
Yeah. People in the balcony, they were not standing. They were not waving their arms. They were not moving. They were hardly cheering. They were just sitting there like fucking crash test dummies. And so me and my buddy are trying to like look for this opportune moment when we can inconspicuously and unnoticeably pull this out and smoke it at the show. About halfway through, we just said fuck it and did it anyways.
Did you get caught or anything?
Well, we had a couple people in the crowd looking at us. It was like, you could see them murmuring to each other and pointing at us and stuff. And just said, fuck it. I'm in Seattle. I don't care. So we just did it.
I mean, you gotta know if you go to a concert, that kind of stuff. Like,
Right.
don't be surprised.
It's gonna stick around
Like,
no
it's
matter
It's a
what.
lot different. Like, I'm sitting in the library, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I smell some skunk weed. Like,
Right.
no, I'm not expecting that there. But at a concert, I'd never be surprised.
For sure. And like, yeah, like, we didn't get like caught or in trouble or nothing like that. Even like security even walked the alcoves a couple of times when we had it out, and they just
Offered up.
Yeah, you go, bud.
Hey.
No, if they didn't see it, and if they did see it, they didn't seem to care. But it was really fun. And I remember after the fact, when we were very much stoned, they started playing a song that I was on. This is going nowhere, but I just what happened. But they started playing a song, and like I'm a huge fan of them since I was a kid. So I know every song they've ever written or recorded or put on album or left in the vault as a B-side or whatever.
Yeah, you
like,
could probably
everything.
you could name him 2 notes or less.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Russell
less
can
than
attest
2
to
notes. Less than 2 notes is 1. In case anyone doesn't know that math.
that. Who's counting? When we started on episode 0, we can't count either. So. No, but they started playing this song and I didn't recognize it, and it wasn't, and I was freaking the hell out because this was for their Light Grenades tour. They had just released a new album, so it's not like they could be debuting new stuff right now.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking, what is this song? Oh my god, what is it? I'm trying to figure it out with my buddy. Like, do you recognize this yet? All of a sudden, I recognized it as they started singing, and it was them covering Saturday Night Live's "Dick in a Box," and it was just the best surprise for Little Stone Steven.
That's fantastic.
I love when bands do stuff like that.
Incubus, if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, Incubus.
How fucking rad would that be?
Oh man, I would lose my shit. Why did I forget his name? The lead singer,
Brandon
Boyd. I got it.
Brandon Boyd grew up in Calabasas, California.
Okay, nerd. Listen, stalker. Now they're not going to sponsor us, you
He's a
creepy stalker. What's his favorite color?
Seafoam green.
Is that true, or did you just make that up?
No, that's a lyric to one of it's part of lyrics to some of the songs.
I'm gonna count it then. I don't think I have any other concert stories. I sit there quietly and listen.
What other concerts have you been to?
Like I could probably count on 2 fingers.
Sad day.
2 hands? is
2
what I
fingers,
meant.
is that
I
how-
probably
Two
count on 2
fingers.
fingers.
Got
But
branches.
if I put a bunch of tallies
How many
on each
knuckles?
finger.
Yeah.
How many knuckles?
Does Warped Tour count as like different concerts, or is that just one big concert? Because I went and saw like 7 different bands every time I went.
Kind of too. I only went one time though.
That's
It was just
different.
convenient.
That
Different
increases
stages.
the number of bands that you've seen, but I think it's still just one concert. Well, it's a tour though. It's
Yeah.
not quite a concert.
Different stages, different sections of the park.
Man, you know, I just realized
Like I could go to
I
3
don't
different.
care about this specific distinction.
Fair enough.
There are some arbitrary points I like to argue. This is not one that because I don't go to enough concerts, so I don't have it in me to care. If you do, please make the argument.
Nope.
Yeah, well, then
I had fun at that one.
you
Lots of
call it
concerts.
whatever you dibs that, whatever the hell you want it to be.
Concerts.
There you go.
A concert.
Yep.
I like that.
That's what it is.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Well, does anyone have anything else before we wrap up the show?
Let's open it up to the listeners. Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Wow, listeners.
Sick.
We love listeners. Listeners are funny. Sick, he says. We have an interesting note here for Steven that I do want to cover before we end the show here.
I have a coworker who always wants me to do stupid shit, and her most recent one was like we got in this liquid butter product. It's not necessary. I can't believe it's not butter, but it's essentially liquid butter with a little bit of not butter in there, and it's used in the same way that like oil and stuff is. And she offered, she's laughing, she's like, I'll give you $50 to drink that. It was like a gallon thing. I was like, I'm not going to drink that for $50. She was like, no, not that much. Just like 5 quick gulps. And then I was like, do you not know who I am? I was raised on a steady diet of butter. Like, you have no idea. That's nothing.
Butter and garlic.
Yeah. And I told her, I was like, do you have $50? She says, yeah. Deal. I'll tell you. I'm gonna do it soon. I'm gonna follow up on the next episode. I'll tell you guys.
So it's 5 gulps, not 5 gallons.
Yes.
So make sure you're not going to die.
No, it's 5 gulps, and she can either like time me as I take the actual gulps from the gallon. She can watch me, or we can pour out what we feel is an equivalent to 5
You should do
gulps.
5 double shots of liquid butter.
Yeah. Okay. I want to
Big
know
gulp. Yeah, like what is the measurable gulp?
a gulp. I would say a gulp is a double shot.
Double shot.
All right.
It fills the mouth.
Even
Nice.
a shot isn't a gulp.
Whenever I have a shot, it's in the mouth, down the hatch, gone. If I have a double, it's like, God. and then
Yeah.
it's down, and then it's like
The
that
double
was tough.
shot's a gulp. I think that's a good way to measure it. I want to know what color this stuff is.
It's butter, dumbass. It's yellow.
But you said butter and something.
But like,
What
is
if it's
it
like butter and grass?
is it
could
clear?
Be blue.
Is it translucent, or is it more?
It's almost like a white-ish like film to it, but it's prominently yellow. It looks like melted butter.
Oh.
Like the stuff they put on my popcorn at movie theaters?
Yeah, looks very similar to that.
So, if you were a car, it would almost look like Pennzoil.
Oh, refer back to earlier.
Figure
Sick reference from 28 minutes ago. All right, well, I guess let us know how your Pennzoil butter trip goes.
She also offered me. I was just like taking off my hat one day, and I stopped halfway through, so I had my hat like on sideways, so it looked really stupid. And we started making some like, I don't know, some stupid Justin Bieber jokes or something like that. And she offered me $50 to go an entire shift wearing my hat sideways. And so I asked her, I was like, "Do you have $100? We could just knock this out in one day. I'll just do both." So I'll update.
Hold up. Is she a listener of the podcast?
She is.
Is she
Okay,
rich?
well, I need you to know that Steven will do... You need to up your betting game here, because Steven will do pretty much anything
Don't take
for
this
money.
away from me. This is easy money.
I'm not... Yeah, I don't want to take it away from you, but I just know you're never going to, like, give that money to the podcast or anything, so I'm going to make it harder for you, because all I want to see is you suffer. I don't care about you making money. So just, don't make him wear
Really
his hat
easy to say.
sideways. Make him put butter in his hat and then wear it sideways.
Make him have to carry the butter on his person all day until he drinks it. No lids, no nothing.
Yeah.
In the glasses, in the shot glass, you have to have them in your pockets. So when you go to get your pen,
Aw.
We're going to get you fired.
Oh, real fresh, telling me how to make money coming from someone who's unemployed.
oh,
Zing.
damn.
Sad zing.
I just like watching you suffer in the kitchen, which is why I get so excited for Prep Boy Chef Boy. So let's take a look at what we gave you at the beginning of the episode. So we're doing a dessert next time. We've given you pretzels, watermelons, and vanilla pudding. This will be cooked in a pie tin. Mm-hmm. So, as per rules of Prep Boy Chef Boy, you get to include one ingredient of your choice. So, what are you going to add to these 3 ingredients to make the most epic dessert we've ever tasted?
Well,
Make it brownie so it's good.
You don't get to help.
you don't get to pick.
Russell wants to
bring my own
change this
brownies.
whole thing to just like Steven cooking us delicious food because he's got to eat it, and he
It always circles back to that. Just like, you should make this for me because I'm hungry.
like, next time we do that, you don't get to come hungry because you just wanted to eat everything.
Deal.
That's not. It's a little bit the point, but mostly the point is to challenge our boys. So what you got?
All right, I'm probably going to pick, and this might be subject to change because I only have so much time to like think about it while we're talking. But I'm probably going to pick cream.
Cream,
Cream,
like whipped cream,
like
like
I
Cool
mean-
Whip.
no, I'm not. I don't necessarily have to whip it.
Like heavy whipping.
Yeah,
Okay.
some kind of cream base, and I'm thinking of making a tartlet.
Gesundheit.
I thought a tartlet was a lady you give money to, and then she does things that we don't talk about out loud.
A complet.
A gauntlet? No, maybe
Steven doesn't like when we make fun of like pretentious chef words. He gets all annoyed and frustrated because he just wants to say.
No, that's fine. I don't like you making fun of prostitutes.
Oh. It's the prostitute. teasing
Somebody
that
has
he
that
had
job.
fun of.
That sucks.
Okay, well, I'm excited for that dessert. That'll be good. So, if you're interested in having
I'm still laughing at you making fun of tartlet.
tartlet,
I'm imagining you with like an old English voice or something. There's a tasty tartlet.
oh,
Nice little crumpet.
here's a nice little tartlet. It'll go good with my tea.
Could be subject to change, but that's what's in mind right now.
All right. Well, if you're interested in seeing Chef Boy and Prep Boy prepare this delicious dessert, go ahead and check us out on our Patreon page because that is where we put that.
Bitch.
Yeah, so that's on our new Patreon page where we will be putting the Prep Boy Chef Boy episodes. If you're interested, go ahead and check it out. As for today's episode, what did we learn? I always want to end the show by talking about what we learned.
Last time you did say that you learned
You
that you wanted to go first so that we don't take your ideas.
Thank you for reminding me, because I learned you can put your weed on your gooch.
Fucking goddamn it.
I knew someone was going to have it too. Did you only write down one? Should I do a different one?
No?
Or should I give you one of my
I got
others?
one.
All right. That's what I learned.
I have a couple, but that one, I just wanted to say gooch again.
What'd you learn, Russ? And put your mic on your mic.
Oh,
what?
Put your mic on your mic.
Yeah.
I learned that when Pixar does make the next car movie, to give us a call for Justin Bieber and Lady Car.
That's a good one. What'd you learn, Steven?
I was going to, kind of along the same lines, I was going to learn that Disney animators are uncreative as fuck. You can't put motorcycles in their movies.
Didn't look good.
Yeah, they couldn't do a scooter because it has one eye. Okay. That's a disgrace, or that's discrimination against people with one eye.
See, when you think about it, the eyes are on the windshield and not the fucking headlights. So I don't know what the hell they were talking about.
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And scooters have windshields. It's still just one eye, though.
I'm waiting for it. Just make the joke already.
Steven has one eye.
Hey.
I could be a motorcycle.
Steven could be the... Okay, Pixar, if you're listening, when you do your next Cars episode, please model your busted-ass Vespa after our busted-ass brother. All right.
That's what we learned.
Let's go ahead and smash that like button and verbally abuse that subscribe button. Make it feel like shit.
Jesus.
Wherever you're smashing and abusing, though, go ahead and subscribe to our podcast and rate us wherever you're abusing and smashing. We would love a review on podchaser.com. It's like IMDb, but for podcasts. Yeah, buddy.
Go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just by searching No Time Like Bro Time or NTLBT.
And then, like we mentioned earlier, we have the new Patreon page. If you feel like subscribing to our content, if for some reason we've entertained you so much that you want to throw money at us, that's the best place to do it. Again, we don't need a whole lot, but if we could just have enough to cover our bases, then we could keep doing this, and that would be nice, so that we don't have to pay to host this ourselves. It's fine, we'll do it, but
And at
it'd
the
be
very
nice if
least,
we
you
did.
can instructionally learn how to make some shitty food that these guys come up with.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and the last one was.
Spoiler, yeah.
Spoil it.
It was
Sorry.
fuck.
No, I don't
Got
want
him.
any. I don't want any spoilers, so I just bleeped that out.
Oh.
I know. So what was it? You don't know. Now you got to go find out by checking it out. A good thing to note about our Patreon content, though, is it is more or less family friendly. Our mom keeps begging us to stop cursing so much. She said a little bit's okay, but we just can't do it for some reason on the podcast.
We don't have the capacity.
Really don't, and I don't have the time to edit it out, because if I did, it'd be a 5-minute show, and it would just be us laughing into the mic and then doing a nasty. And then
But the curses on the Chef Boy Prep Boy episode were at least bleeped.
Blooped.
yeah,
Bleep.
there's like 2. Like we really do.
We did good.
So we
do
can't
keep
say
the other
that
stuff
it's
very-
completely clean because it is still implied.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's us. It's going to always a little bit be implied with us because of the implication. This has been a very successful podcast, boys. Well done.
Thank you.
So I would like to sign out by reminding everyone that I'm Mom's favorite.
I am Dad's favorite.
And I'm Russ.
Don't do a nasty.
Be a good boy.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
But now we lost the flow. Don't do a nasty.
Be a good boy.
Oh, later, butt licks. Good boy.
Oh,
Jesus fucking.
thank God it happened right when we finished, though.
Right? It probably happened during we didn't notice.
That could have worked just as well as the seagulls in the last one.